Okay, we are back live. Um, Now you remember this. I have this point which is 1 is to f at 1 and minus 2 mapped f at negative 2. If I were to calculate the gradient of this line using these 2 points, I would simply find the change in y over the change in x. This is my change in y, and this is my change in x. What is my change in y? My change in y would be that y value minus that y value. So my change in y would be f at 1 minus f at negative 2. What about my change in x? My change in x would be that x value minus that x value. So it would be 1 minus negative 2. So basically we are saying the gradient would be change in y over change in x. So the change in y over change in x, yes, this is the change in y. Change in x is that. I know you are familiar with this thing. You remember when we talked about average gradient at grade 11, we calculated the average gradient this way: f at something minus f at something divided by something minus something. Like if I were to calculate average gradient, but now we can't talk of the average gradient if it's a straight line. Remember, because the gradient of the straight line is always the same along the straight line. Everywhere, at any given point along the straight line, the gradient is the same. So now, when do we talk about the average gradient? Suppose you have a curve. Oh, not very good, but it will do. You have a curve defined by y equals f at x. So it means the equation of the curve is f at x is equal to something. For argument's sake, let me try a better one. This one, I'm not very happy about that one. We're already above 3 minutes. I'll try to be well, this one looks much better. Suppose this curve has the equation f at x equals to x squared. Parabola, we are all familiar with it. Now, when I'm talking about a parabola, I can't actually talk about a gradient. I can talk about the gradient actually, because remember that we said the derivative of a function is the gradient of a function. Its derivative, as you might know now, the derivative of this function would be f prime x equals to 2x. I hope you can see my pen is not behaving very well. Oh Jesus. Okay, see you after this break.